Hello, hello. We are out in the garden today. I wanted to do a little harvest basket with you. I see these all the time, and I felt like I could never contribute because I don't have any obscure items. And I don't know, I feel like it's an ongoing joke on like Instagram. Like if you're a homesteader, you have to have the most obscure plants. You have to garden in the most obscure way. But we have quite a bit here. And I was really excited to just start identifying some more items in my yard, but the ticks have been awful. So I'm going to attempt to figure out that argument, and then I'm going to get a harvest basket together. I'm really excited. So if you're new here, hi, my name's Tori. I'm a wife, mom to 4. You'll hear it in the background. We like to homestead on a budget and, backyard homestead on a budget. I am a total beginner and I'm trying my best to grow as much food and medicine as possible. So if you like that kind of thing, definitely hit the subscribe button. I like to be realistic and kind of show it all. So here we go. Alrighty, my friends, this will have to be a voiceover that got a little bit chatty in the background. And I do have to tell you right now, I am not a medical professional. I am an herbalist by trade, so I am taking a lot of these herbs and turning them into something, and then I like to tell you about it. So take that with what you will, but I wanted to go through my little postpartum garden here and show you what I'm harvesting. I'm right now harvesting some comfrey, and you can use this as a poultice, which means you can smash it up. If you're in the woods, you can smash it up or chew it up and put it on a wound, and it just improves skin health. It does so much. I actually like to make it into a salve, so I will infuse some oil and comfrey leaves together. I just cut it up real fine, put it in some carrier oil, whatever I have. Right now I have avocado oil, so I'm going to throw it in there, and then I let that go for like 6 to 8 weeks in a sunny window, and then I just add some beeswax to it, and I use it as a salve, much like yarrow. I do my yarrow salve like this as well, and I put it on cuts and scrapes, but comfrey has so many benefits. Definitely check into that. My comfrey had a lot of spiders on it, so as you can see, I was kind of studying it here and just trying to figure out the best way to get it in my home without bringing bugs in. And then these are just some garden shears that I have, but you can just be delicate with your herbs. I have made the mistake of just pulling them out because I didn't have time, and they just did not help with the health of the plant. So I suggest just getting to it however you can. And then as you can see, some of it did go to seed. I'm going to take those seeds and I'm going to save them for next year. And then over here, I have quite a bit of bindweed stuck in my yarrow and some fleabane, and that bindweed, I wish there was like some medicinal use for it for my lifestyle. I've seen a lot of people use it differently, but I'm just going to cut it out of my yarrow here and just hope for the best. And then I'd like my yarrow to go up in more of a cone shape. It's not a trellising herb, but mine, I don't know, I feel like it's gone everywhere. And I got mine from Baker Creek, so they had the colorful yarrow, and I think it's so pretty. I don't think it's the best when it comes to medicinals, but it still works for skin health. And then I harvested quite a bit of fleabane. Fleabane's really great for you, and if you are a wild forager, you might find it out and about. I use it for a variety of things. I personally use it for pain and inflammation, but you could also use it for like a bleed stop, much like yarrow. You could use it for respiratory issues and just put it in some tea. And then it also has a diuretic effect, so it could help with kidney function, but it just depends on who you are and how you live. So I'm over here at the trellis metal arches that I got, and I've really been enjoying just coming out every day and seeing all the growth in the watermelon and squash. And I am just using these garden clips that I got on Amazon, and you can just clip them on. They come in a variety of sizes. If I mention anything, I will try and tag it in the video. I'm not sure how the new tagging system works, but I'm trying my best to understand all of the technological advances when it comes to YouTube, so stick with me. I'm trying my best there. And then I'm moving to the second bed, and I'm just harvesting some of the Amish tea. Amish tea is, it could be meadow mint, it could be apple mint. Sometimes it's mislabeled, but to me it's definitely a mint family, but sometimes it could even be oregano. I feel like it depends on what farm you go to, but mine happened to be an apple mint, and I find that that's the best for me. I'm not a big mint fan, but medicinally it is so, so helpful. So I just have that going on in that space, but I do have it in other spots of the garden. And of course, I do have some hollyhock here. I don't use this medicinally, but you can if you want to. It's just so beautiful, and mine are pretty sparse clusters, but that's okay. I am grabbing some fleabane over here as well. I just try and get as much as I can and steep it in a tea whenever I have a chance. And then over here, I also have some Sweet Annie, which also could be labeled Amish tea, and I do have some marjoram, and I use that typically for some sort of aromatherapy. I just think it smells amazing, but it can help with menstrual discomfort. So if you're going into your cycle and you know that you're going to have pain, I like to steep this in a tea bath, and it just feels really great. And you can use it with Epsom salt, but you could also use it as a warm compress and just keep that in the affected area, of course, topically. So if that made sense. I hope that's helpful. And then over here, I just have my salsa garden, but I do have some basil and some Thai basil in here, which can be used medicinally. It just depends on how you're living, like I said. So there's some red raspberries here. You could use that for leaf tea if you wanted to, but I did want to show you some of the growth there. And then I do have some beans going up the trellis. I just use Blue Lake. I've always used them. I think they can the best, but that's just me. And we don't have many this year. We just don't need that much. So this might be a snacking green bean. And then a watchful turkey, always watching me. As I'm over here, I am doing a little harvest basket. So of course I have to grab some eggs from some busy chickens. I have 3 broody hens right now. So whenever I see that a chicken is off of the nest, I'm running out there. And yesterday before this, we found the tiniest egg, which is, it could show signs of distress. So I'm just in there and I'm adding some herbs to the chicken's roost too, just some oregano, and they really like some of the sweeter ones like lavender, and that helps with insects as well. So I'm going to pick up my basket here and go through it, and we've gone through every herb that I've taken out of here, but I can't wait to show you the seed garden because it has so many herbs coming through that's going to be beneficial for the winter. Our one lone egg is here, but we harvested about 8 of them in the morning. And then also in that basket was some eucalyptus. So I love just using that in a classic steam shower. Eucalyptus stores so well, and you could dry it and also add that to a tea bath and help in the winter time or any time really with respiratory health. I just put that in a little steeping bag and the kids take a bath, and it just helps them breathe a little better. But you could also use eucalyptus as a salve and put it at the base of their chest or under their nose, and I find that it just helps them breathe a little better. I also have some basil coming through here, and that is simply for pesto. Nothing too medicinal with this type of basil, but there are so many different things you can do with basil. And then I have the Wandering Jew on top. I do have fleabane popping out of here and some strawberries. And then if you weren't here last time, I'm actually using this porch, this deck candle here as a trellis. So hopefully my pickling cucumbers will go on up there, and we'll have some pickles to be made for the fall. Right now we're down to our last 4 jars and we use pickles a lot. So I'm excited to get some more on the shelf. I have some citronella here. I have that mandarin balm, and I have tansy as well as feverfew. My feverfew hasn't flowered yet, but I like to use that for migraines whenever I have one coming on. Please know that when I talk about my ailments, I have not always been herbal minded, we shall say. I often get accused of causing some of these illnesses because we try and live so naturally. And no, this is my actual healing journey. I'm coming from modern medicine, and I feel like there's a time and a place for it, but the place in our home is just not right now. We have seen so many issues with following the systems that doctors have set out to us that we just choose not to do it anymore. And we made that choice around 5 years ago when my daughter had an extremely rare illness happen to her, and she will have lifelong effects because of the protocols that doctors set out for us. So when we made that switch 5 years ago, we saw incredible improvements to our health, and that includes every single person in my household. So that is my testimony. I have talked about it several times, so I'm sure some of you think I sound like a broken record, but whenever I get a chance, I tell you. And then I am going to take some of these beautiful hydrangeas. We waited a year to see these flower, and I'm super excited. And I'm going to put them in a few glasses and hand them out to neighbors. Some are on vacation, so we actually got some back because I'm talking to you from the future. But these are so beautiful, but also, if you didn't know, hydrangeas can be medicinal. So they could help with UTIs. They can also act as an anti-inflammatory. It's not the most powerful herb I would use or flower I would use, but you could do that. And it also helps with kidney and bladder health. Again, these are just things that I have seen personally, but do your own research, which I don't really like that term, but sometimes it just needs to be said. And that's pretty much it. These harvest baskets are so nice because you can give them to family and friends, and I love sharing the wealth of my garden and sharing all of the knowledge that I have acquired over the last couple of years with all of you. So if you like today's video, I appreciate you so much, and let me know if you want to see more herbal ways to save money and budget in your home. I think it ties into your diet, health, and food so much, and it's really hard for me not to share about it. So I know it's a little different, but I really do love showing off some of our hard work. I hope you're well wherever you are. As always, stay adventurous, stay creative, and I'll catch you soon. Bye, y'all.